school street is basically a road that's closed when children are going in school and out, so you're safe and you don't get hurt by any of the cars.
Before the school street was set up, it was very chaotic with lots of cars all over the place, and that meant that children were having to often cross roads in unsafe positions, and it meant that neighbours were particularly getting frustrated with unreasonable parking on a regular basis.
As children were coming into school in the morning, we would have cars coming up the road, maybe sometimes stopping in the middle of the road as well to drop children off. So it was very unpredictable about when cars would be moving, and therefore it made it very dangerous.
It was a little bit chaotic. There was a lot of cars going lots of different directions. It didn't feel particularly safe. Definitely keeping both our daughters with our hands held tight.
I felt quite nervous, so I was always hiding behind my dad because I felt like I was gonna get hurt by one of the cars, because I used to see so many cars speeding down the road.
Cars were rammed everywhere. It makes you anxious, makes you worried. You just don't know what's going to happen.
When a parent's nervous about what's going on, children tend to feel a bit nervous too. So that kind of heading to school can always, if it feels a little bit unsafe, then obviously the destination, they may feel that feels unsafe.
We would have children trying to cross the road, year sixes particularly, who would walk to school on their own, would cross on their own, parents bringing the younger reception children over, and constantly having to be really vigilant about where the cars were and crossing safely.
Some of them come out by themselves, and there was simply no way that they could see a safe route through. Especially if cars are coming down the middle when you're lots on both sides.
The gates were always open and there was like cars everywhere. And when I got stuck in traffic, it made me feel angry.
Well, it was very scary because it puts a lot of our lives at risk. And it might even be that when we cross the road, cars just have to automatically stop, maybe hurting the people in the car as well.
And it just was not a good way to start your day, having to sometimes get stuck in the cars for some time because there were congestions, and it was not an ideal situation around this school at all.
We've lived on the street for 30 years, and our children went to the school actually, and the school's round about. But before, over the decades, I would say, the traffic's got heavier and heavier. So it's always been quite sort of disruptive on school days, but there was a lot of cars turning, U-turning, driving up and down the pavements, generally that sort of thing. Caused us a lot of disruption with our daily lives, working lives as well.
The school street has changed that area completely. It means that there is no moving traffic for children to be able to walk alongside the paths, cross across roads really safely, but also it means that they come in for a calmer approach to school. They are ready, they're relaxed, they've not been sat in cars for some time, and there's no honking of horns or frustrations, and it has improved dramatically.
Well, School Street is good for me because you can cross roads safely, and you don't have to worry about getting to school late.
And now that there's not so many cars yet, I feel safe.
It's been brilliant because, you know, as members of staff in a school, our first priority is making sure the children are safe. So having that school street where the road is closed helps us to make sure that children and families are safe when they're bringing their children to and picking up from school. It's also encouraged people to park further away. We also use this in line with the WOW walk to school, so they do the park and stride now rather than bringing the cars there, so we know they're getting more fresh air and exercise, and the air is a lot cleaner by the school.
Parents and families have definitely changed their routine to come to school and to go home. Some are walking that little bit further, parking cars a little bit further away, which is really important. It means that the whole area is not as congested as it was once, and it means that children are able to exercise that a little bit more and enjoy the fresh air.
Now I get to walk half the way, which is much more exercise, and it's easier to not pollute that. it's more environmentally friendly now because loads of cars don't go through the area with the engine fuels, fossil fuels, and it makes our environment cleaner and happier.
It's much calmer now at the beginning and the end of the day. So we know that there should be no cars moving on Newstead Road, which makes it a safe place so children can walk across the road and know that there's no cars. And it's just made it a nicer place in the morning for families to talk to each other before they come into school, and for the children, some of the younger children play around the street as well. We know that's a safe place for them at the beginning and the end of the day.
I feel safer because I don't need to worry about anyone getting hurt or me getting hurt as well, because it makes me feel less nervous.
It's also improved the relationships with neighbours because people are able to get in and out of their drives when they want to, rather than waiting until all of the school traffic has disappeared.
We've noticed a great improvement. I would recommend having a school street scheme in other areas where there is this particular congestion problem. The last thing anyone wants is for a little child to be knocked down, or a parent, or whatever.
I do just think, like, if we live 10 minutes from a walk away, there's be no point of driving because we're just going to use a fuel and go into the air. And
You have to be safe and take a car across the roads.
I would say to definitely do it. It's made our school a much safer and nicer place to be at the beginning and the end of the day. And for the teachers at our school and for the parents, it's reassured us that we know the children are safe when they're coming into school.